Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me with another manga volume review. This is going to be on a new series that I'm going to try to catch up to it. There's quite a bit of volumes already out. I thought it was a cute story. I really wanted to continue reading it. I don't really connect too much to it, but I do have friends that do, and that have, they told me their stories and kind of like what they're going through, and it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun to read about it and just kind of see what all is going on. So it's going to be volume 1 to I'm Around 30 and Finally in Love. So that's the first volume. Pretty much gives you the whole story or what's going to be about. But before anything else, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. We're trying to reach 4,600 as soon as possible. Don't really know how fast we can get there, but a lot of you guys have been subscribing lately, so thank you so much for that. If you're new, introduce yourself in the comment section, and if you see someone introduce yourself and you're not new, then say hi to them there in their comments. Thank you guys so much for the support. You guys can also follow me on social media. I have been gone for a few days because I actually was able to close into a home. Now we are waiting for closing date. If you bought in a home, you know it's a long process. It's not just 2 days and you have the house. So we're in contract, which can take a few weeks for us to actually be able to get into our house. And then once we're in our house, it'll be a few more other weeks till I have my actual room. So it's just a whole moving. It's fun, yeah. Anyways, guys, for now, let's talk about volume 1 of I'm Around 30 and Finally in Love. Now I have my notes down here, so if you see me looking down, that's because I'm looking at my notes. Anyways, we meet Inoue and Yamamoto in the first chapter, and Yamamoto seems to be the protagonist at first, and she kind of is, but it seems like they're more focused on Inoue. But anyways, Yamamoto is a girl and she is super nervous because she's going on a date with this guy Inoue, and she's never dated, she's never been in a relationship, and now she's with this guy who she thinks so highly of, right? Then at the end of that chapter, Inoue confesses in his own thoughts, not out loud, that it's also his first time, and he's over 30. I think she's 30, he's like 32. And it's also his first time, and he is freaking out inside of his head. Obviously outside, he's all cool and composed. Now, chapter 2 introduces their mutual friend who actually hooked them up, which is Kurata. And Kurata, I think she's a colleague of Yamamoto, and she knew Inoue from college. So she hooked them up. She knew that Inoue, had never fallen in love, and Yamamoto had never dated, so she thought they're perfect for each other. And she got them to meet each other, and there was kind of a misunderstanding from Yamamoto, and that kind of continues throughout the first volume. Yamamoto essentially assumes that Inoue is experienced, that he's had girlfriends, and that Yamamoto, she kind of feels like she's in the way, like she doesn't deserve a handsome guy like him who probably has dated multiple girls, and now she is inexperienced, and now making him wait to do all this stuff. So we get a little bit of insight of her, and it's kind of sad at one point, but Inoue is not being honest. Inoue kind of lets it flow with, yeah, he's been with other girls, right? He doesn't really say how many. He just kind of says, sure, I'm experienced. Now, we see their relationship blossom. The first volume is 10 chapters. Each chapter, I will say, they're short. They're about 12 pages each, so not very long chapters, but we do see their relationship blossom from meeting to going out, how Inoue wants to do simple stuff, like she suggests to have the same charm, and he's like, that's super cute, right? Then later on in the volume, we meet Inoue's guy friend, his buddy, and that's Nakamura. Nakamura, very serious guy, and turns out that he knows a lot about Inoue, and we find out a little bit more about Inoue. Inoue, essentially, he never found a girl. I don't want to say good enough, but that's basically what it was. He kind of felt like all the girls were the same, and the girls that he would see at places in a way just kind of felt like they were about the same thing, and he just didn't understand love, didn't understand how people were over heels for other people, but now he does. Now he understands, and he is enjoying being in that relationship. Essentially what happens is Kurata, the mutual friend, and Nakamura, they start kind of having a thing together too, and they don't really go on a date. I think in the first volume they do insinuate they're going to go on a date, but we don't see them per se on the date. They're side characters, and I feel like we're going to get more of them in the volume 2, but for now it's kind of nice to see the two side characters actually also getting together in a relationship and not just focus on the one couple, because the other two, they're also in their 30s, but not per se in the same boat of they've never dated before, right? The volume ends with Inoue confessing to Yamamoto, which I thought was real quick. I thought they were going to actually wait it out even longer, but the ending of the first volume is Inoue confessing to Yamamoto that he's never dated. He's never been with other girls. He's never done anything, and he is his first love. And she kind of stays quiet for a bit, which makes him freak out. But at the end of the volume, she confesses that she's excited. She loves that he is sincere and that he is open about that. You know, what could be embarrassing, which is embarrassing to some guys. But then they kind of go on their own thoughts of, you know, they're going to enjoy life and they're going to make the best out of it. Now that they know that they're both is their first, they're both in their 30s. Why not? Why do I like this story so much? It's a cute love story, and it's very truthful to what you can see in real life, you know. The problem with some ecchi, raunchy, fan servicey stories that portray love is that it can give you the wrong impression what it is actually outside the world. And I don't say they're particularly the worst thing and you shouldn't read them, but I think that you shouldn't base love on those. This type of story does give you a little bit of what's going on, where guys freak out as much as girls, but we try to stay composed. We try to stay, you know, kind of the cool guy, and the girl kind of comes off as cuter, whereas for the guy, if he's panicking, you know, to people, he can seem pathetic. So it's that kind of like truthness of how real relationships actually work in the real world, especially if you are already out of high school, out of college. A lot of my friends, like, you know, I've had friends that started dating after college. It's so much harder. You guys don't understand. If you haven't gone through high school and college yet, you're still in those grades, you don't understand how harder it is to date someone outside of that, because the people that you see 24/7 is your coworkers, and sometimes you're in an industry where you work with only guys, work with only girls, and maybe you're not into guys, you know, and stuff like that. So, or you're working with people that are already married and have kids or stuff like that. So it's not always so easy to be in the dating realm. So it does work like this. Me and my wife had mutual friends. We got them together. They talked for a little bit, and now they're dating. You know, that's the real world. They didn't meet through school. They didn't meet through work. They're going through their awkward stages here and there. Obviously, now they've been dating for a few months now, so they're past a little bit of that. But that's the real world, and I like the pureness of the story that it shows. And yeah, out of 10, I'll give this one for sure an 8. I think it's something that they should give definitely more appreciation to. I'm surprised they haven't translating it or releasing a translation here in the US. So, oh well. Guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give a like, comment, and share on this video. 4,600, we're trying to get there. So please, 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 if you're subscribed already, then like and share this video. That helps tremendously. Thank you for your support. And guys, like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.